Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's Gypsy John here. Just giving you a little update. Man, it's been great on this account. This dedicated account, it's pretty awesome. I get to unload the ATVs, the side-by-sides for Polaris, and it's not that bad. Training kind of sucked, but it's pretty decent. Today's video, I want to talk about CPAP machine and sleep apnea for Schneider. So anyways, I came on board in April and I took a little assessment for iSleep back in June. And apparently everything that I answered on that iSleep quiz was great, right? Except for one thing, my height and my weight. Granted, I've never seen a physician here. I've never done anything with any doctors, anything like that. All I did was fill out a form. Send it in. Well, about a month later, I get a call saying that I got to take a test for sleep apnea because one of my questions that I answered on there triggered a red flag, which was my height and weight. I'm 5'6". I weigh 220 pounds. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, so you're considering me obese or what? They're like, no, it's not obese, it's the neck size. That's what they go off of. I'm like, well, I haven't been fitted. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't had one of them little tape measures to go around my throat. I get it. I'm 5'6", 220. That's not always normal. I mean, I'm not the buffest, biggest dude in the world, but I'm definitely not overweight. I mean, I got a little muscle to me. But it's just crazy. So it kind of like upset me a little bit, that I had to do this. And anyway, so I just bit the bullet and I'm getting a CPAP machine, I guess, because they say I have shallow breathing like 15 times an hour or something like that. I will get a follow-up with my own doctor, though, and to see what they say. Because if they pass it, then it's going to be null and void on their end, on the iSleep. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a way for a company to make extra money because iSleep is actually contracted through Schneider. Like, Schneider contracts that company out pretty much. It's not owned by Schneider, but they're contracted through Schneider. So whenever you talk to them, they're like, okay, what's your driver number? Who do you work for? Schneider. What's your driver number? They can pull up your info. They're like, oh, so you're a rehire? I'm like, yeah, I'm a rehire. And they're like, okay, so you want to go ahead and do it? I'm like, no, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go ahead and do something with someone that I don't even know. I've never met you. I don't know anything about iSleep. So that was a little bitty rant that I had. I had a rant with my DBL. I had a rant with, a few different people. Just because it kind of upset me for a little bit. I worked for 3 or 4 different companies and I've never had to have a sleep apnea study, which I get it. If you really have issues sleeping, it's supposed to help you sleep. I get it. Be more alert during the day or night, whenever. That way you're safer on the road and you're less prone to get in an accident and fall asleep. I understand what a sleep apnea machine can help someone with. I get that. Like, not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest. I promise. Yeah, it's just, I've done my research on them. I know what it's like. I mean, I don't know, man. The whole thing just kind of like upset me a little bit, but they have a payment plan to where if you do have to have a sleep apnea machine in your truck, that it's like $14.36 a week that they deduct out of your check. And so it's not like it's a ton of money. I just got to thinking, I was like, well, where can I go work a Monday through Friday job driving a truck that's a dedicated account and have off weekends and still make the same amount of money that I'm making? I can't. And if there is that job out there, I definitely haven't found it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a salary position. Don't worry about miles. It's straight salary. And I don't know of another company I can go to where I can work Monday through Friday from 7 till 5 or 5:30 every day and be home on the weekends and make almost $1,300 a week on a 5-day week period. Yeah, so I bit the bullet and I'm going to go ahead and do the CPAP thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and just get all that taken care of. So anyways, if you come to Schneider and you do the CPAP test or whatever through iSleep, and they say you need a test for it, they'll give you a little machine that you hook up here at the OC while you're sleeping. Before you go to bed, you'll stick this little watch thing on, stick this little probe on your finger, and then you sleep with that all night. And it only has to record like 4 hours, really, technically. So it records those 4 hours on your sleep patterns, how many times you wake up, if you have shallow breathing or you stop breathing, and so forth. And when you turn it in, if you fell, that's any part of that sleep apnea, then they'll send Schneider an email or letter, whatever, and Schneider will put you out of service until you get that CPAP machine in by your own will, or you get a retest by your own money, or you get a follow-up by your own physician on your own money, but you will be put out of service with Schneider. So yeah, that kind of put a damper on things, because I went out of service yesterday, which granted I worked all day yesterday and I'm supposed to be getting the machine here today. They overnighted it, so I really lost a day of work over the CPAP thing, which I wasn't really too happy about. But after I cooled off a little bit and I got to thinking about it, I was like, well, I'll try it out. If the CPAP actually does help me sleep better, which I don't have any issue sleeping, and I don't get tired during the day when I'm driving. So, I mean, man, I'll be like, woo, I'm gonna crack, you know what I mean? Like shoot, yeah, let's go, man, ready to roll. Yeah, I mean, if it really helps that you sleep like they say they do, like they say it does, man, I'm gonna be geetered during the day, man. I'm gonna be like, whoo, let's go down the road. I don't need no coffee or energy drinks. I'm gonna be like, whoo, whoo, whoo. Man, give me that extra oxygen at night. You know what I mean? So anyways, you just gotta kind of look at the positives of things, and after I sit back and I think about it, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's God's way of preventing me from having an accident one day. I say I don't get tired, but what if one day I drive and I get tired? Maybe that machine's to help me in some way. Maybe God has a plan for me to stay off the road today. I don't know. You never know. You just got to look at the positives of things, because technically for every negative thing that you can go through in life, you can look for positives. You can find the positives in those. Doesn't matter what those negatives are, man. You just got to strive to keep looking at the positive things in life, and the positive things that can come from the negative things that happen in your life. I've been through a lot in my life, and it's just it's better to have that little bit of faith, a little bit of trust in the Lord, and just live each day, man. Be grateful, and look at the positives. Other than that, man, the trucking here at Schneider has been great. I have no complaints still. Like I said, it kind of upset me a little bit over the sleep app thing, but it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. But other than that, man, if y'all got any questions or anything, just holler at me. I'll answer back. If you want me to make a video on something, I'll make a video on it. If you have any questions, just message me down below. Subscribe to my channel too if you would. That way you can see future posts. Like I said in an earlier post, sometimes you don't always see posts pop back up if you don't subscribe to a channel, and I might have some info that you might want to hear about. I don't know too much about the CPAP stuff as of right now. I just know based off of what I went through. They did the sleep study test thing. They I filled out a little form. It got sent in. About a month or two later, they contacted me, said you got to take the sleep study. I took the sleep study. Apparently, I failed it. It was moderate. Wasn't severe. It was moderate sleep apnea. But yeah, they put me out of service. They can overnight it. It's not a big deal. CPAP thing really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, hell, it's only $14 something a week. I mean, granted, I know that's almost $60 a month, but it is what it is. I'm not going to lose my job or my money that I'm making over it for sure. That would be retarded. That's not a very good financial decision for somebody who's making decent money at a job that they've pretty much been at since April. So it just don't make sense. Before I always said, okay, well, if I got to do the CPAP thing, I'll just quit. Well, here it is, and I'm not quitting. But anyways, I'm not going to repeat myself, but anyways, any questions, anything like that, just hit me up. I'll answer it the best I can. Y'all have a good day.